Alrighty. Welcome everybody to our fourth episode of See You Sunday. We'll let people get in before we kick off the show, but good Sunday morning to you guys. Hope everybody's doing great. Welcome
Hard to
in, welcome
believe.
in.
Hard to believe. Number 4.
Number 4, welcome in. What's up? What's up, Spud? What's up? Geek Gets Girl. I don't know your actual name, bud.
Lexi, I miss you, man. I have not talked to you in a minute. I hope you're
I
doing
haven't
okay.
either. Yeah. Seen her in all the shows. Matthew, got you. Nice to meet you, Matthew. I'm Kyle. Yeah, I've seen her in the shows gawking at Steven and Elias's hair, but that's about it.
Yeah. It's all about the hair.
I mean, I wish. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Well, let's go ahead and kick this thing off, guys. Welcome to our fourth installment of See You Sunday. Thanks for tuning in. For the next hour or so, we've got a number of amazing topics to discuss with you all. So grab a comfy chair, get out your coffee, and buckle up. Dan, let's get people know what we're here for.
We're definitely talking about Spider-Man Brand New Day. Awesome flick, crossed 2 billion mark. Not resting on their laurels. Marvel is dropping the first major Doomsday trailer that wasn't character focused, so we'll cover that. Vision Quest is on the way. X-Men 97 wrapped up. Over on Amazon, we got Cape Crusader is kicking up a lot of nostalgia. And if that's not enough, we had Disney's D23 this year, gave us a glimpse of the new X-Men casting. So I would say in the chat, let's hear your thoughts on the casting decisions, the choices. And later on in the show, we're going to look at the comments, feature some of them in the live, and don't be shy, fire them off. But before we do any of that,
All right. So, hello again, everyone. I'm happy to see you this Sunday. Wham, bam. I'm Kyle, and I'm here with Dan from Tree City Comics. And
hello.
On today's show, we're unpacking a whole lot, as Dan said, of movies, television shows, comic talks. So thanks for spending an hour of your Sunday morning with us.
If this is your first time tuning in to See You Sunday, or you're new to the Comic Underground, welcome. Be sure to give a follow now to join the best and most positive comic community on Instagram, and stay informed when we go live with live sales featuring our bullpen of amazing and trustworthy sellers, awesome artists, variety shows like Coffee Talk, like See You Sunday, our annual Anticon, and so much more.
Yeah, so this month, August has been really kind of amazing and pretty hectic. I work in the school system, and school started back up for me and Kate. So that's been kind of wild. But we had a bunch of awesome shows from new folks, like the Diesel Brothers did. The Diesel Brothers did a record-setting 90-minute pop-up show with us. It was insane. It was funny because they're hilarious. One. And I feel like I probably know Steven a little bit better, even though I jokingly mess up and call him AJ all the time because that's his brother. But I met AJ in comics first because Gazer, way back when, sent a package that I bought randomly to AJ by mistake. And AJ sent it to me, and we joke about that because AJ just sent it to me. I didn't even know why it took so long, and it showed up and said Diesel on it. I'm like, I bought this from Gazer.
It's yours, though.
Weird.
Possession.
It's
yours now.
Yeah, no, it was great. It was my book. They did an amazing show, and they're just a cool set of guys. So they're not frequent sellers, but we hope to have them on again in a couple of months. We also had Spro's Comics first show. Katsu's done a couple of shows now.
Katsu's the best.
I love him. I love his little reels. I wish he would do like silly reels for us because I just don't have that in me right now. But
yeah,
he's hilarious. And we had monster shows from Double Deuce, Comic Addicts, Gold Standard this month. There were huge shows. But most notably, I have to say, and I've said it, and this is the last time I'll bring it up, at least for a while. But thank you so much. We started August, the first week of August, with the benefit show for Mrs. Wooters, Wendy.
Healing thoughts to Wendy. Healing thoughts to Wendy.
And she does have some stuff coming up to deal with breast cancer. I have to give complete and total thanks to Dave from Four Corner Comics and Brandon from Texas Comics. I had a blast doing the whole thing. Dave, it was entirely Dave and Brandon's idea. We were talking amongst ourselves about what could we do. Jessica Archer reached out asking us what we might do. And I'm one, thankful for the community to come out and support Wendy, but I'm really proud, I guess, if that doesn't sound like such an asshole thing
it's
to
awesome.
say,
I agree.
that people are looking to us to do those kinds of things because that's what I want to do. So I really like that, and I like that we're thought of in that light, in that positive light, because that's what I want to do, and it's the way Kate and Nick are too, and I just think that's really, really cool. So thanks to Dave and Brandon for having enough confidence in us to pull it off. And then again, really Dave and Brandon for drumming up a bunch of really all the donations. Because when people came to me, I said, Dave's organizing this particular one. It was amazing. And, we really helped her out. And I'm just very grateful. So again, thank you, community, for that. It's just beyond anything.
And I agree with Nick, realistic. He says we should be proud, and we should be. It's not just about comic books. It's our community and our family here. We love you guys.
How much was raised again? 21 grand in about 6.5 hours.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So thanks, but thank you all for coming out. Really do appreciate it. And we'll do what we can to keep you up to date. And obviously, if you don't already follow her, please do. I'm sure that she'll share updates as she feels comfortable. It is her right to privacy about the things that she would like to keep private, obviously.
The neat thing about the benefit that we did for Wendy is when people joined and gave generously, and the people that joined in Dubai gave generously as well. You got to hear from the people who are affected by cancer.
That's
a
right.
lot of people, somebody's mother, somebody's brother, somebody's sister, themselves, and that's why we got to be here for each other, man. That's just what this community is all about. So yeah, Dave, Brandon, you, Kyle. I mean, you guys just killed it.
Yeah, yeah. It was cool.
And I'm always hesitant to give any props to Dave because he has so much going for him. He's handsome. Sarah always plays along with his reels and posts on his reels. He's got amazing books. Awesome. I don't want to give this guy any more props than he needs to give him, but I do love the guy. So
those good-looking hairy bastards just piss me off, No, I was gonna say, what's funny is I was about to say that I don't know Dave that well, and I don't know Brandon at all, hardly at all. We give each other crap about football sometimes. That's about it. And just in the course of doing that, just getting knowing them a little bit better was fun too, right? Mm-hmm. Like they're cool. Oh, here's Steve AJ right now. I was just complimenting him, so I'll hush. All right, so first up in our conversation,
I'm excited.
Our first topic is going to be Spider-Man Brand New Day. So Dan, what did you think of Spider-Man Brand New Day?
It doesn't matter. I mean, we can get into what we thought about it. It doesn't matter though. I mean, it earned $800 million domestically in 19 days, Kyle. 19 days, 800
million. I really
million
can't understand that.
Domestically, $2 billion globally after 3 weeks. After 3 weekends. 3 weekends. It's the second fastest film to achieve that milestone since Endgame. The first Spider-Man film of all the Spider-Man films to ever cross 2 billion globally. And I mean, if it doesn't matter if I say I don't like it, I was chatting with some people, and I love you guys, and you were like, it's not a great movie. I'm like, well, the numbers can't lie, man. I mean, whether we like it or we don't, the numbers are telling you that people are liking that movie, and I love it. I loved every bit of it. My only negative takeaway was I wish they would have, and we're spoiling it, guys. Sorry if you haven't seen it. I mean, it's been out for a while now.
This is so time out. So we are definitely going to spoil the movie. So if you don't want to hear anything about Brand New Day for some reason, please leave and come back.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying the only thing I think was a missed opportunity, and I was talking to somebody after I saw the movie that night, and I was like, it would have been so cool when Sadie Sink's Jean Grey was driving in the bus away. You would have seen like "Welcome to," it would have shown like the X Mansion sign or
the sign. Yeah.
Something like that would have been cool. But I loved it, and I loved the scenes with, how there's different elements of how Peter's dealing with loneliness, but he's not the only one. And Jean Grey's trying to find her sister, and that's a dynamic. And then the scene where Jean Grey is in Peter's consciousness talking to Aunt May. Oh my gosh. And the Hulk, just the right amount of Hulk. Dude, John Bernthal killed it. Oh, my one buddy, he tells me this, and he's so right. Marvel did an excellent buddy cop film, like good guy, bad guy. Like you got Peter and the Punisher, and he framed it, Ish, love ya. He framed it perfectly like that. I think it had the right amount of everything, and we have been wanting a movie like this for so long. I don't know. What do you think, Kyle?
So I liked it. I think I gave it a 4. By the way, if you don't use Letterboxd, get the Letterboxd app, rate your movies. It's just a fun little way. It's another
4 out of 5
community. 4 out of 5.
Not 4 out of 10.
Not 4 out of 10.
Okay.
I gave it a 4, but I will say
Sorry,
so here's what I liked. There were some things I really dislike, but I still gave it a 4, so I'm not poo-pooing it. It was the best web slinging I've ever seen. Right? I felt like sometimes the web swinging looks silly. There was like a lot of kinetic energy and inertia, like ragdoll kind of like swinging and flailing. It looked beautiful. I don't love the idea of a HUD display because, let's be honest, the mask is way too tight for that. That's kind of silly. But it looked cool, and it added that personal element. That's the whole reason they did it for Iron Man.
Based on Stark Tech. You can do anything with Stark Tech.
Right. And I loved the first, I don't know how long, let's say first half of the movie. Okay. I like the emotional difficulty, him trying to deal with, his friends not knowing him. I loved all that. I think they nailed all of that. And I don't want people to criticize me just because they know I'm an X-Men guy. Just hear me out. If it had then been Purple Man, I'd been completely fine with the movie and everything would have been perfect. Okay. Here's where I fell off the rails for Jean. I'm fine that the origin's different. I'm not that big of a stickler. I'm fine with Sadie Sink. I like Sadie Sink. I'm fine with the Hulk. I thought Bernthal was having to play it a little cheesier and less tough because it was not an R-rated Punisher movie.
But I loved it.
But that's fine. I'm not okay with the fact of the way Jean went about things. And here's what I mean by that.
She was true villain in the beginning is what you're saying.
Yes. If Jean was upset because of her sister being abducted and held by this damage control, she's Jean. If her only skill right now is jumping into people's bodies, why wouldn't she just jump body from body to body to find the guy with the keys and get her out? Like, it's simple. She wouldn't jump. I know we need it for the movie, but Jean would never jump into somebody's body and backwards walk them in front of a car and let them get hit by a car. She murdered that person, and Jean would never do that. Now, we can say, somebody might say, okay, don't you remember the Dark Phoenix? That's a whole different thing, though. That's not Jean. That's the Phoenix. And that's a whole gigantic cosmic level story. That is not this. So I didn't like that. And I think, honestly, it's because it was going to be Purple Man.
Lee's in here. Lee agrees with you. He's saying she was way too villainous. I mean, I think you'll find a lot of people agree with you.
And so I think, and yes, of course, I'm more sensitive about it because it's the X-Men. But I think I don't have a problem that the X-Men were introduced in a Spider-Man movie. I don't care if Spider-Man has a role in the X-Men, like some have suggested that Tony Stark had with him. That's fine. I don't care. If they're all kids and kind of the same age, if that makes sense, that's fine. I don't care. What I don't like is when you change the kernel.
Mikey Gruesome, in fairness, he goes, well, we don't know if that person died, right? Yeah, I mean, the car. we don't have a body. Mike, I'm with you, Mikey.
I just think did Bernthal have to tell someone? So listen. What's the phrase he always says? Let me tell you something. And then he kind of pauses and looks and like does that dramatic. I just don't like it when they change the kernel of the character. Jean could have been upset that her sister was abducted. She could have been, but she wouldn't have murdered people. And
Yeah, I mean,
that's the thing I had the biggest problem with.
What would you do if you had those powers and somebody took your sibling? I mean, I don't know. Joe makes the comment. He's like, half the people aren't reading the source material anyway. I don't know. I think the level of the way movies are today, if you try to come in without high stakes, like let's give an example. Superman, David Cornsweet. People complain that Superman never kills anybody. He saved the squirrel. It's like there's universal things at stake here, and he won't let anything die. I feel like movie goers today want a price, and the price is that somebody's got to die in the movie.
Yeah.
And just to make people like to endear you to whatever the cause is of the movie. And I understand what you're saying, and I can't disagree with you, but I think at the end of the day, that is inconsequential at that point in the timeline to what the X-Men will be eventually. Like I think like, okay, a random guy gets hit by a car, and would Jean do that? Probably not. I think the high notes were good, right? I mean,
yeah. The Hulk was amazing.
Yeah.
The Hulk was right, and I've seen lots of people's critiques that showed how the MCU Hulk versus the Fox Hulk looked, and I wanted to be like, whatever, that's lame. I don't care about Professor Hulk. I think that's fine. But they're right. The actual CGI and just the way he looks was way better in this movie. And the way he moved was way better. I think that they kind of depowered him a bit. Like the fact that Spidey could survive the Hulk so easily was kind of weird.
Mm-hmm.
But again, like that's in service to the plot. The fact that Punisher could survive a Jean so easily when she's murdering people is, but served the plot. The only other thing I didn't like was the end. Spidey's dying, and Punisher had. I mean, I was just in New York in May. You can definitely not.
You brought up Spidey dying, and Jean is breathing for him.
Yeah, no, that was the end. Kieran, what's funny? Kieran pointed out something about the ending that I didn't think about, and we had our little debate about that. He said the ending of this was too much like the ending of Thunderbolts.
How so?
I didn't see it being that similar, but the way he explained it is true. We go into somebody's mind, we go into their bedroom, we have a nice talk, and I'm like, that's where it kind of stops, though. And also, you're dealing with Jean, so of course. And I thought that scene was written well. I thought some of the scenes in the little box were kind of weird.
Even when Punisher is like, Peter wakes up and he's like, yeah, your girl been here with you. I think she just left. Like he could feel her presence now leave because Peter was back in conscious. Like,
I hope they don't date.
What's that?
I hope they don't date or something.
Jean and Peter?
Yeah.
No, come on, no way.
What's his thing with redheads, huh? Like
I'm more nervous. Like, we should get into Doomsday because I'm telling you, I'm nervous about that now. Like, I'm excited about it. It seems very grandiose, right? Clearly, Dr. Doom in Avengers Doomsday is going to be the center of this threat, right? We all know that. Doomsday. And the trailer shows him overpowering Thor with Stormbreaker, right? The same Thor and Stormbreaker that was beating Thanos. Doom is flicking him aside like a flea.
He just does this.
Yeah. Right. I mean, I'm worried that is this going to be a show of just cameos? I don't know. I mean, it feels like it's too grandiose to me, and I'm not poo-pooing it. I'm excited. I'll definitely go see it in the theater, but I'm worried there's going to be so many characters, it's going to lose a story and just be like, oh, now here's this guy. Now, and everybody's going to be in the theater going, ooh, Shang-Chi, ooh, the Fantastic Four from another timeline. Oh, cool. But it's not going to be a cohesive story. I'm worried about that. Even though
I am too. I think it has the potential. I didn't love, I loved watching Endgame in the movie theater and doing the ooh-ah. But rewatching it, it's not great. Like there's just a lot of
4 more new minutes.
Huh?
The Endgame that they're going to reshoot the Endgame with 4 more new minutes that will play into Doomsday. So,
I didn't know that.
So not only are you going to have to buckle in for the Doomsday movie, but theoretically, if you really wanted to take it in, you would watch a 3-hour Endgame with 4 new minutes of material.
Jesus Christ.
So it's a lot, to your point.
So, but here's the thing: when they announced that there was going to be Punisher and Hulk, Boomerang, Tombstone, Tarantula, a villain, a Sadie Sink, and who else was it? They were, well, obviously his friends. I'm like, how the hell are you going to fit all these things
Yeah.
into Spider-Man? And Kieran said it, and a lot of people said it. Some of those minor villains are just going to be a montage, and it was. So I think Dune comes down, and I think a lot of the stuff, I hope a lot of the stuff we're seeing in the trailer is from the early part of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks like there's incursions everywhere that are blurring the three worlds together, which makes lots of sense and kind of follows the comic books. And then we get, oh my God, what do you call them when you meet fights? We get meat fights of all the groups, and everybody can go, oh.
So instead of meet cute, it's called meat fight.
I think it's called a meat fight.
Meat fight sounds like a dirty, like, after dark show.
Somebody in the chat can tell me if I'm wrong, but I think there's a better word for that. But I'm going to go with meat fight for now.
Yeah.
I think we get that, and then Doom comes down and kills everybody. Like, I think it's just because we see the New York just wasted, and some people have said that's like Battle World already coming together. I hope not. That feels kind of early.
Well,
but
it starts in New York. Remember the ship where, like, the portal in New York where everybody walks through.
Oh yeah, because they're in the towers too. They're in the
tower. So right. So I mean, it does begin in New York. Now, I'm not talking just about the plot, because I don't think a movie has to make $2 billion like Spider-Man to be successful. If Doomsday doesn't make $2 billion, I don't think it's not successful. But the amount of people they're casting, their budget is already extraordinary.
Right.
Like, unbelievable. So what do you have to make for this movie to be profitable? And that's going to be a measure
what the budget is.
I heard it's crazy. I mean, you already have Robert Downey Jr. in it. He's expensive. And Chris Hemsworth and boom. I mean, like,
it's literally everyone.
It's everybody. How much is it going to cost?
Seriously, like, who's not in it? The Guardians, right?
Well, Cap is back. We saw him back in the trailer.
Back.
We see heroes from 3 different universes, so they're definitely going to bring in the Avengers, some of them, who knows.
Hawkeye and Black Widow's dead. Hawkeye's not in it, which is kind of weird. Or I haven't seen him.
Fantastic Four will be in it.
And Deadpool are in it.
Pedro Pascal's Fantastic Four will be in it.
They're all in it.
The X-Men are going to be in it, right?
Yeah.
And this is coming around Christmas, so it's like December 18th, I think. So
yeah,
you're dealing with a couple of dynamics here. You're dealing with, okay, they're coming off the back of Spider-Man Brand New Day, a blockbuster. You're dealing with a high cast cost. You're dealing with a timeline in the holidays where maybe people aren't going to have money to go to the box office to see a movie because they're going to be maybe tapped out for holidays. I might be stretching there, but you never know. It's another dynamic to consider.
Yeah, sure.
And I'm speculating, but I'm worried that, like, the timing of this and the cost of this, even though it could be a great movie, could make it so that it's not profitable, and it will get an opinion that will feed back into that superhero fatigue narrative. Oh, well,
I don't know. I just think it's so flipping big. There's no way. I think there's enough people in the comic book community alone that'll just push it through. And then we've seen too that the domestic earnings can be kind of low on a movie, but the international earnings can still far more than make up for it.
Yeah.
I don't think that Asia, when we talked about this last show with your knowledge of manga that I don't have, but an anime, but I mean, I think Marvel could sustain itself off just the Asian market, right? I mean, it's so massive, and they're clearly looking that way. So I can't imagine why they haven't done a Shang-Chi movie faster and introduced more Asian characters.
And I will say one of the more recent good movies was Shang-Chi.
I like Shang-Chi, yeah.
Yeah.
So I think, though, that I'm interested in seeing this character arc for Victor. I like the whole voiceover from Invisible Woman talking about how he was their friend and all that stuff. I'm hopeful he comes from that timeline or that universe, the Fantastic Four one. That's a good way to explain it. And his use of incursions to get from place to place and do whatever it is his goal is to do, if it's just, and I hope it's seriously not just to make up for the loss of his mom or wife or whichever one they choose to do. I hope it's a little more to it than that. But it makes sense given that it gives some sort of validity to the Fantastic Four movie, which was okay. And this idea of incursions and Galactus that could arise from that and kind of tie up a loose end from Doctor Strange that we've never dealt with. That would be nice. And then taking us into Secret Wars where we get another bunch of cameos, I'm sure, but we can like hopefully end all this multiversal stuff and get back to the basics. I think that would be great. And of course, everybody knows I'm looking forward to all the X-Men stuff. So I don't even really care right now because I just want to get to the X-Men movie.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited about it. I don't want to over speculate because I think that could take the joy out of it. Just trying to, but the internet is full of people trying to spoil it. They want to be the first to break the news. I don't want to get the movie spoiled by any stretch. I mean, for a long time with the trailers, we were getting character trailers. Now we got the first cohesive, Doomsday trailer, which I think is good. So I'm definitely excited about the movie. As a manga fan, which you brought up, Apothecary Diary is also going to drop a movie in December as well. And if we follow manga movie releases in the US and globally, they're blowing out box offices. I mean, Demon Slayer did it.
Right.
I mean, all these, you name it, right? They're killing at the box office. And so I'm worried that could steal some thunder. But again, I think it's all speculation. I am excited. I am excited when I see Thor meeting Cap again. That'll be kind of fun. I mean, Marvel's got some really exciting things here. You want to jump into Vision Quest?
I do. First, I want to share something with you that I haven't even told you. So I think I told you. Well, I did tell you part of it. I had to buy a car yesterday.
I didn't know that.
I didn't. So
do you like the new Bentley? I mean, does it have the features you wanted?
The Bentley is great. It's got this umbrella in the door. It's the crazy. Oh, it's a Maybach, isn't it? It holds my wiener when I pee. It's crazy. I don't understand it.
Last meeting.
First time I did it, I'm like, whoa, hey, whoa.
Listen, last See You Sunday, we talked about Mr. Whacker. Now we're talking about wieners on this See You Sunday. We're off the rails.
I'm trying to keep it clean, That's what she said. Okay, so, no, I was buying a car yesterday because my son had a car accident.
You did tell me that. You
did. Yeah, I told you that part. Son had a car accident, wrecked our old car that we were letting him drive. I had to go buy a car yesterday. And I'm sitting in the guy's finance office, it's just miserable. And he's got a hutch behind him. And I look up and I'm wearing this hat, granted, no one in the normal world has any clue what messed up Punisher I'm dealing with, So, so I'm looking up at his shelf and he's got a bunch of Prism sports cards, And I sort of scan to the left, and he's kind of being, I don't love the guy. He's being typical, And so I look over, and he's got a bunch of pops, and they're all solo leveling, right? So I go,
common ground, sir.
Yeah, I don't know anything about solo leveling.
Oh,
right?
that would have been the only thing we talked about in that office.
The only thing I know is Dan likes solo leveling, and the comic is worth money. So I go, hey, man, you like solo leveling? He goes, oh, I love solo leveling. He starts talking to them. I'm like, oh, that's great. Yeah. He's like, wow, you like solo leveling? I'm like, no, we sell comic books and I just know theirs is expensive, And I'm like, damn it, Dan, what did you tell me? I need my interest rate lower.
Listen to me. I'm driving down to your house. I'll bring a couple Snuggies, some snacks. We'll tuck in and we're going to watch. It's great. I know that's not a topic, but that would have been all I talked about in that guy's office. So good.
It didn't work.
You and Aiden should watch that show. You would love it.
Mikey says the new wiener holding feature. Been thinking about adding that on. Yeah, no, we got a Civic, gang. Okay, we did not.
And also Aesthetic Awe is saying Dune 3 is going to be released at the same time. Holy moly! Yeah, I mean,
that's right.
Dude, that's what I'm saying. Like, it might be a great movie, but the timing might work against it. I think that's what happened with Supergirl. The timing of the Supergirl release worked against it because didn't it come out after another like Minions or some other like Toy Story or some movie? Like it was some movie that like drained the resources of it was crazy.
Toy Story was probably near it.
Yeah. Something happened, but again, I mean, we don't need to go into Supergirl, but I will say I am excited about Vision Quest. I love Paul Bettany. I love James Spader. Oh my gosh, I love James Spader. I want a reboot of Stargate with James Spader in it. But I'm excited about him returning as Vision Quest as Vision. It's going to be 8 episodes in October of this year on Disney Plus, which is good. I always like to tune into Disney Plus for some good shows because we'll talk about it, the wrapping up of X-Men 97. But this is interesting because unlike a lot of Disney Plus series that we've been watching, this really wraps up the 3rd chapter in the story that began with WandaVision. So you had WandaVision, you had Agatha all along, and now we're going to have Vision Quest, which kind of maybe puts a nice bow on this. So I'm excited.
I'll be honest, when we were talking about this episode, I think I told you I hadn't seen the trailer. I didn't know it had come out. And so I watched it, and I really like Paul. I always mess up his name, but it's Bettany, right?
Bettany. Knight's Tale. Sir Geoffrey Chaucer.
I love. Oh, gotcha. Okay, so I love him, and I didn't love WandaVision, but I like that they try to do something different. You know?
Yeah.
It was a little goofy for me, and I'm well known. I don't like magic things because it's just you can just do whatever, and there's no point. But I like that. And I do like the kids. I like how she made these kids. I think that's a really interesting thing.
She made everything.
Well, right. Well, yeah, she made the whole town. So I'm really interested to see how they pull off what amount of Vision is like Paul, and what amounts Vision, the white Vision. Remember too, not even the old Vision. I guess it's the same body though. No, it's a new body.
No, it's his old body.
The government was just messing with it.
Yeah.
That's right. Okay. So I'm really super interested in that. And I'm assuming that the vast majority of it is actually happening inside of his mind. I'm a little troubled with the Ultron part because when he killed Ultron in Age of Ultron, I just made the assumption that Ultron jumped into his psyche.
I think you need to correct the audience because they're thinking you said you don't like magic, Magik.
Oh God! Whoa! Silly people.
Yeah. You need to correct.
No. I love Ilyana Rasputin. I don't like books with.
You don't like Zatanna magic,
magical stuff, right? And Magic's brand of magic, whatever. She's got a big sword and she's cute. That's fine. I'm talking about, and she's an X-Men. Come on, but I'm talking like I just said a word and solved all our problems. That's what I don't like. It's just silly. I really like though this psychological element.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. I've always loved that about Vision's character, that he was struggling to kind of find his identity and stuff. And I'm curious how they deal with Ultron inside his psyche, and the fact that it's like a very aged, chubby James Spader. I think that's awesome.
I love.
Somebody pointed out that those giant mutton chops actually look like they're supposed to be the like little bars.
Yeah. His big puffy robot face. Yeah, I mean, and I love how Vision's correcting him. He's like, human forms only in this construct. Like he's like, oh, I'm sorry. Because I love that. I hope there's good elements of humor in it because, again, not to bring the real world into this fictional hobby that we have here, but man, I live in the real world. And there's enough crap going on wall to wall. I want to escape into something fun and entertaining, right? So I hope they bring a nice dose of humor, have some stakes in there. That's cool. High stakes is cool. But, we're going to get a cameo allegedly of one of their kids, right?
Speed's in it for sure because he's on the video screen. I don't understand why they don't put both of them in there. I hope so. I will say though, I never watched Agatha All Along.
Oh,
that's the only Marvel thing I've never seen.
How? Kyle.
I don't like magic. So it's the only Marvel thing I've ever seen. I've ever missed. I mean, so I don't know what ended up with Billy.
I'm not telling you. Go watch it.
He's super cute. I hope he comes back. I don't know. Like, I hope he's involved. I still hope they do a Young Avengers. I know we've talked about that.
They've got everybody there. I mean, since Miss Marvel, they've been laying the groundwork for that with, what's her name? Hawkeye, the girl Hawkeye. Oh my gosh, Kate.
Hawkeye, Kate Bishop.
Kate Bishop, thank you. And then they have the Wiccan and Speed. They've got who else? I mean, man, they're putting them.
Okay, let's think about it. So we've had the character that's in
Hulkling. I think was somewhere in there, wasn't he? At one point, like Bruce
Banner was.
Yeah. So
technically it's not the same guy, but you could sub him in. Well, not technically, it's not at all the same guy, but you could sub him in. Patriot was mentioned in the he is Isaiah Bradley's grandson and
Miss Marvel.
one of the Captain Americas. Miss Marvel, yeah.
Miss Marvel. I mean, yeah, it's definitely coming. I would tell you, if we are speccing on this show, hold on to your Young Avengers ones. They're pretty affordable still, even in a 9.8 now. If you wanted to get one for investment, if you just want to get one to read, I would encourage you to. It's a great read, but it's 100% coming. 100%.
Wow, people are really hating my disdain for magic. Here's what it is, guys, and as you know, some of you know me.
Get them, guys. Get them.
So here's what it is. As you might imagine, I'm a very analytical person. So I understand that comics are fiction, but they need to make sense to me. They need to be plausible. Like I understand that nobody.
They need to be realistic. Comic books need to be realistic.
I get that people can't shoot beams out of their eyes. I get that, but he can shoot beams out of his eyes. That's it. But when somebody walks up and goes, "Oh, how did you survive that fall and being impaled by the sword of blah blah blah?" And they're like, "It's okay." I said,
Kyle doesn't like MacGuffins. There's Federalists.
There you go. That's it's that. Yeah, like the Infinity Gauntlet. Even that was annoying because when he stands there and he's just going, "Oh, like why does it make a snap?" You can think, bro. Why you need to snap? Stupid. That's stupid. Stop snapping. What are you? What if you did jazz hands?
Realistic.
What if you did jazz hands, huh? What would happen, Thanos?
Well, I mean, Spider-Man Brand New Day said it perfectly. If you had that ability, why didn't you just make more food for everybody?
Yes. Yes, thank you, Scott.
There's so many holes in all of this. Yeah. I don't know. I'm excited about Vision Quest.
I love Anya Taylor-Joy, Kate. Come on.
Kate. Look at Kate's poking right now. I love it. Kate,
I know.
I'm excited. I will say, I think Marvel is in a place right now where there's a lot. Now, on the good day of Marvel, let's say that X-Men 97. Do I like the animation? They wrapped up their 9 episodes. I like it. You know, they've already got season 3 completed allegedly and ready for 2027. That's cool. Mystique was the spoiler for season 3, Kyle, but I'll let you take this. But I feel like in my mind, I enjoyed it. Entertaining. It was a little disjointed, I felt.
So, okay. Again, I don't have to talk about my love for X-Men. Everybody knows this. I love the season. I love having X-Men content. The only X-Men content that I don't like, that I didn't just gobble up as soon as it occurred, was the Dark Phoenix movie. It was horrible. Everything else I saw like the day it came out, I love it. I loved X-Men 97. I preferred season 1 for sure. I don't know how much to make of the Bo DeMeo stuff, and of course he's still coming back to that well and pushing the button to get his 15 more minutes of fame. I'm sick of it. He could be right, but I don't care. I think what happened is we sent off all our heroes into 3 different directions. And then I thought the season was going to be bringing them back together and fighting Apocalypse. And to me, that should have been the entire season. And giving Apocalypse his due and having more difficulty in coming back together. Instead, what happened is we had 4 episodes on the front end that were phenomenal, but they each tied up an impossible thing in 1 hour, right? Or one show. But they were great shows. So I'm like, I don't care. It's awesome. I felt like the first episode that felt like a little was the Wolverine one.
The Broods.
Yeah. It just it felt like it was off this other direction. But Wolverine needed to get his medal back. So him and Stella. So I was fine with it. I'm like, okay, cool. We had to go do this thing over there. It was kind of like the Jubilee episode last year. Cool. That's fine. But it didn't come back. I felt like all the episodes were good. I felt all of them did good service to the characters. I really liked, obviously, I liked the Nightcrawler episode with Colossus in it. Those are my probably 2 favorite X-Men, sorry. And I felt like they got the characters right. But again, I felt like there was a lot sandwiched into one episode. But then we got to the end, and the last episode is a complete crock of total shit. I freaking hated it. Not because of I won't spoil every single thing, I guess.
We're spoiling it. We're spoiling. You're mad about Nightcrawler. You're mad about Nightcrawler.
I'm not mad about Nightcrawler because, again, it's about the kernel of the character. So would Nightcrawler do that? Yes, it's a very Nightcrawler thing to do. He had his little eloquent speech. I cried like a baby, you guys. I'm not even kidding.
One of the best Nightcrawler scenes I can recall. Not to jump off this topic,
no, please.
Was a House of X, Powers of X, where him and Wolverine are getting ready to basically like teleport into the sun.
Stop. You know that's my thing, dude. Come on now.
Dude, he's like, I'll be waiting for you with open arms. Oh my God, that still gets me.
Oh God. Yeah. Yeah.
Please tell me you have a picture of that somewhere.
All over the place. I just can't find it.
Wolverine's like basically asking the bargain. He's like, will there be something? I just want to know, what am I up against? There's something waiting for me at the other side. And Nightcrawler gives her that great like brother speech. Oh, if you have not read that scene,
he says, I think that, there's something beyond this for you, and I'll be waiting for you on the other side when we both get there.
Yeah.
Something like that. Because he says, Wolverine's like, we're both crappy people. We've done crappy things. We've fought gods. He says something to that effect. He's like, we have fought gods. So you're telling me there's a God in a heaven still, and we hadn't seen it yet? Because we've been everywhere. And he's like, yeah, there's one. I still believe.
Oh, so I'm
like, damn, dude. But anyway, so that was on the button. But the freaking flying and touching the heart and turning into a celestial rogue, stupid. And Apaka Gamba Flips or whatever the hell that was.
Gambit.
Stupid.
Gamba Lips.
Gamba Lips. And I swear to God, if we get a Gamba Lips one shot, I quit. Like,
coming soon from Marvel this winter, Gamba Lips #1. Cover by Art Germ.
Art Germ. He's gonna be just jacked, so gorgeous with his stupid blue face.
Oh, it's gonna be awesome.
Oh God, that pissed me off. I mean, and then Cable can go toe to toe against Scott and Jean. And this is what I told Dan already. He's like, you're gonna get so fired up. I am. I'm freaking emotional about it. Okay, Cyclops, again, it needs to make sense. Cyclops fires a concussive blast from his eyeballs. It is like getting hit by something, right? Cable goes, that's it? Jean can control like continents of people's minds.
We will be reeling Kyle in here because he'll go all day for X-Men, guys, by the way. But
and she goes, and we know anytime a psychic touches their template of their temple, something is bad.
And also, like, Cable is constantly 24/7 using his powers to keep his body from dying.
Did Ish say that too? I bet you Ish agrees with me.
Ish would 100% agree with that. But Ish agrees that he felt like the season was disjointed. And I'm not trying to speak for my brother Ish, but
no, go for it.
I think a lot of people felt that way. But I think it's a nice distraction. You hit the nail right on the head though when you said each episode on their own was good and an entertaining episode.
Yeah.
The problem is when you have 9 episodes of X-Men 97 season 2, you want it to be cohesive, and it didn't feel like it. And I think that's where I agree with you. I definitely agree with you where there were definitely some more, and I don't like the rogue thing either. I don't like that. Go and become a Celestial. Come on.
She rogue guys. Let's just think about this, okay? Again, it just needs to make sense. So he gets emotional for X-Men magical.
J Comics Code goes, we now know that Kyle loves touching his template.
Only I can touch my template. So just think about this though, guys. We've established in this season that there's this heart thing that's inside of a shrine, inside of a spaceship. Okay. And that shrine is what turned Apocalypse from Insaba Noor to Apocalypse. Cool, whatever. Celestial technology took him over, whatever. That's great. I'll let that's fine. Sure. Magic, whatever. But then Apocalypse, remember, doesn't come back, and we don't get to fight Apocalypse. We don't have any
allegedly.
There's no machinations in the background that Apocalypse is pulling on. There's no scheme. There's no nothing from Apocalypse the whole season. The only time we get to fight Apocalypse is Apocalypse Gambit and Gambit Clips or whatever the hell he is. That's stupid.
Yep.
And the way we fight him in one episode, in about 30 seconds, we jump in an ex-submarine. We find the spaceship. We've never looked for it before, I guess. We go in it. We get in the spaceship without fail in seconds. Calls Beast. We hit a button. The ship wakes up and goes, "Oh, I was broken, but you hit the button and it powered me." Like, that's literally
all about rebooting. Oh, you got a problem, reboot.
Somebody just had to hit the power button, man. Did you clear your cache and
the cookies out? Reboot. You're back in business, man. Back on those laptop movies. What?
And then Rogue's like, "I guess, sugar, I'll just go in the shrine and touch the heart."
The impression. Yes. The whole show is now worth it because of that. That better be a clip.
Sugar, I'll do anything for Remy. She goes in, dude, Dan, she punched the Celestial, okay?
Yeah, that's what you got to do.
Punched the Celestial in the face.
Listen, when you're a new
kid. He's like, "Well, I guess since you said it that way."
That's what you do when
Here's
you're
your
new.
tiara and your cape.
When you're new in a place, you don't know people, you got to find the biggest dude there and just make your mark. That way you let everybody else know what's up. I mean, that's what Rogue did. And then she's now goes save her man. But yeah, I'm with you.
Man, there's no fight, dude. There's no fight with Apocalypse. She touched his face.
Yeah. Well, listen, I'm with you. Let's I will say though, so in with hints of notes of nostalgia, X-Men 97 continues to punch up, which is good.
Yeah.
Also a nostalgic note. I don't know if you've been watching it. I've catched a couple episodes and I love it because I'm a huge, you remember back in the day when we had the whole conversation with Frosty about which is better, Invincible or animated series Batman. And I will die on the hill that which one won the Oscar, right? I mean,
I think Batman's better now.
Well, Cape Crusader is back, second season, Amazon Prime, and it just again it evokes those old nostalgic feelings of, Bruce Timm and J.J. Abrams and Matt Reeves doing their writing and their work with the animated series, and I'm loving it. It's 10 episodes. I love that Amazon drops them all. We don't have to wait, right? You can watch them all. Although I will say, why are we paying for Amazon commercials? Why am I paying for Prime and I'm still getting commercials?
I don't know. That doesn't sound very Prime to me.
That's not Prime, and that should be a whole show. The fifth installment of See You Sunday is gonna be like, why are we paying streaming services and still getting commercials?
I'm taking notes for the next show.
It's crazy.
Amazon Prime's too expensive.
It's not even just as expensive. It's like I'm paying enough for it, and you're giving me commercials. And who are you charging for the commercials? So you're charging the companies for the commercials, and you're charging me to stream it. Like, what? Talk about both ends here, man. I mean, like, it's crazy. But that being said,
season 2, like vomiting and diarrhea at the same time. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's so crazy, man. I mean, this Dan rant. That was a Dan rant, but it does focus on Batman and his allies, and dismantling Rupert Thorne's criminal network, which I do love. That I think it goes back to what you said about multiversal stakes. Like, can we just get back to basics? And I love that. That's what this is. It's like street level crime. You know what I mean? Which
who are the main villains in this one? Is it
everybody? All the characters are in there. I mean, not only just villains, but like anti-heroes as well. I mean, you got Catwoman, you got Harley, you got Croc, you got versions of Scarecrow, you got versions of Mr. Freeze, you got versions of the Joker. I mean, I like it. And I also like that it's standalone things. So you don't have to know DC continuity to enjoy Cape Crusader. You can just go and relax, get some popcorn, relax for the day, shut the shades, ignore your kids, ignore your family, and just watch this show, and then you can escape. And I love that. What? Okay, that's a lot. That's a little deep. You don't have to ignore your family, but I will say I do enjoy it. So if you're watching it, I would love to hear the comment like what you think about Cape Crusader. But I do like it. And it's
I haven't watched this season, so I watched the first half probably of last season, but I liked it. I didn't stop it for any good reason. Just but I need to go back to it for sure.
Yeah, I would say it's worth it, and I would just say like there's allegedly a game. I've used the word allegedly a lot in this. What are we on? Like we on
allegedly? I feel like we're talking about like child predators or something.
It's a court TV.
Allegedly,
allegedly. But there's a game connected to Cape Crusader, a Prime Luna game called Batman Cape Crusader Chronicles that you can play alongside the cartoon. And I don't play games.
Okay.
I don't play games because they make me seasick. I don't know why. Like, I mean, I get like all those shifts. I want to throw up everywhere. But like, there is a game out that you can play with this cartoon. Has anybody played it? I don't know.
I've never played it. JVC says mutants are just magicians who know one spell. Yeah, pretty much.
He's not wrong. Okay, we got to quickly talk about X-Men casting. Any comments? Anybody say anything about it?
So most people seem to think that the casting was on the head. Everybody in the comments from the Instagram post earlier in the week seem to be on board. I think there's some hesitation about who might be Magneto and what other character is going to be introduced.
What do you think about Adam Driver decision?
So I don't want to be negative about too many things because I'm actually super stoked about a lot of things. But so let me first say I really like the Indy Navarrete, or is it Navarrete, casting as Rogue.
Yeah.
I don't love when we do too many changes from the source material. And some people have been really obnoxious about how she's not a Southern white person. I don't understand that. That's not, again, to me, the litmus test is that the core of the character. It's not just because the accent's so cheesy. It's not core to the character that she has to be a white Southern belle.
It won't be Kyle Wood saying sugar, but it will
be
sugar.
I hate her voice on X-Men 97.
You get out of here.
That's not how people talk. Like,
so what?
No sugar? Nobody does that. Like,
every time I hear her say that, I get whisked away to a Waffle House.
Yeah, you might get called sugar or baby honey at the Waffle House, sure, but nobody's gonna go, sugar? Would you like some powdered sugar on your waffle? Stupid. It's offensive. If I did that in any other, if I did that in any other accent, I'd get canceled fast. Just saying.
I don't know.
But I love the casting decisions.
If you I feel like beautiful people get away with things that, us ugly people don't get away with. Like, if you look like Rogue and you're going around calling people sugar, nobody's gonna say shit.
Oh, nobody's gonna say shit to the waitress either,
Yeah.
But yeah. No, I like all the casting decisions. I am worried about Driver because my favorite Sinister, and there's lots of versions of Sinister, but my favorite one isn't like the brooding one. It's the one that's really eloquent and kind of a smart ass and kind of just obtuse in the things that he says.
Yep.
And I don't know if that's Driver's repertoire. I think that he's better at brooding. I think we're getting more of the Kylo Ren as opposed to, I like John Hamm. I know we've waited so long. Maybe he's getting a little too old, and maybe that's the problem. I think even like an Anthony Starr would have been good. A lot of people are saying Lee Pace for Magneto. I think Lee Pace would have been good for Sinister. He's got that voice, that kind of like condescending voice that I like. I even think Pedro Pascal would have been a better Sinister than Mr. Fantastic, just because he's got that charmy vibe that I think Sinister needs. You need to like love to hate Sinister.
I think it's interesting. I mean, okay, I'm fine with you bringing in Sinister as your, I guess, first villain for this new X-Men cast. I'm surprised to see the pick of the X-Men cast, like who they're having as this core team. And I'm really curious to see, okay, where do we go from here? So, okay, yeah, you've picked some good names for this preliminary cast of X-Men characters, but then what happens when you start bringing in the Nightcrawlers, the Colossus, those other people? What is that going to look like? You know what I mean? So I'm always worried about a character like Cyclops because I just feel like, I don't know. I think even in the comic books, I feel a way about Cyclops, which I'll save it, not for this show, but wait,
whoa.
What?
You don't like Cyclops?
I feel like he's kind of a bitch. I know. And I didn't want to say that because I know you, Kyle, we're gonna I know, but he's kind of a bitch.
He is sometimes. He is.
Yeah.
And I love him, but he is sometimes.
I feel like sometimes a leader of the squad needs to have like the no holds barred attitude. Like Wolverine's a little bit maybe too gung ho at times, but he definitely is more like, you know, I would put him to protect the team tooth, blood, and nail instead of Cyclops, who just, just to me is a drama dude. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
So in the last
Damn you, Caesar.
5 or 10 years, yeah, in the last 5 or 10 years, he's become kind of he's almost more like Magneto. He's more gung ho, and he's more like he is at the beginning of at season 1 of X-Men 97. In the book, yeah. He's more balls to the wall now. So, but I agree. When he was younger, there was this whole daddy issues with Professor X, and I'm supposed to be. See, that's what the South sounds like. Look at that big truck. Oh my God, it's got like 30-inch wheels. So going by my window,
being driven by Scott Summers. What are you trying to prove?
See y'all later. Sugar.
Bye, sugar.
Ribby. I'm sorry. Alan's right. I need to get on. I don't have a problem with the voice actress. She's not John Reed Jr. All right. So,
there you go, man. Just like that.
Just like that. So, but anyway, but yes, he's not always like that.
Well, again, I'm not going to go with any preconceived notions. I'm going to be excited and entertained when they come to the screen and see what they that's the nice thing. Like once we wrap up this multiversal saga thing with Secret War, then the sky's the limit for Marvel rebooting to what they're going to do, which is probably going to be a lot of X-Men, which is be good. I mean, we've had Avengers for quite a while now. Let's go back to the X-Men, and that might be the recipe for the MCU, right? Like Avengers, Fantastic Four, X-Men, and then they go back. So, Kyle, there we go, man. All the topics we got through them, just like that. Another great See You Sunday. As we start wrapping up our show, let's make sure we take a few minutes to fill in everybody on what's coming this coming week for the Comic Underground.
Yeah, so we got a great schedule this week. We've got 5 shows in 5 days. We're bringing in Goblin Horde Collectibles, who's new to the CU. He's been waiting a couple months to get on. So he is a con salesperson, a Comic-Con salesperson. No, he's not a con artist. He's a Comic-Con salesperson. Who reached out to us, and then we learned we've actually met. He's actually from the coast here nearby. So he's going to pop up with us Monday, and then we've got familiar faces on Tuesday night with H-Rod Comics, Wednesday with Elias, the best hair in comics, the Cosmic Panel. Thursday, Al from Sosa Comics is back to do a pop up, and Friday, Kat is back, having recovered from the basement flood. To do the show that she had to cancel because of that.
Kat's post was a PSA for all of us. Like, get your shit off the floor. I'm sorry, Kat had to pay the price for that.
She said she didn't have too much damage. She's like it ended up being I want to say she said like part of a box or two that the books actually got touched. So they were all bagged and boarded. Obviously, she said some of them the very bottom. Got wet, and a lot of them, the actual bag held back the water enough it didn't get that deep, so that's good.
Yeah.
I wanted to say something real quick, Dan, because there's been a lot of DMs about stuff in my chat and in the Comic Underground chat for the last few weeks. There's a lot of people in our community. There's a lot of people in the world. There's a lot of people in our community that are going through a hard time. I think, we've talked a lot about Wendy because it's such a severe thing. But there's a lot of people in our community going through a really hard time. And some of those hard times are things that are everyday things like Dan and I, had to go buy a car because my kid wrecked it. Dan's having to replace his whole AC because it went out. Those are costly.
I have to get out the Vaseline. Let me tell you what. They're getting me good this week. It's for sure. Not to bring it down to a funny note, because you're exactly right, but no, that's good. I'm going to be sore this week. I'll tell you that much.
So that's annoying. But there's other people in our community. They're sick. They're going through things. There's people that have been injured that aren't selling comics right now because they're hurt. There's people going through emotional things, just mental. I won't call them mental illnesses, but just mental struggles, like a
The
lot of
whole
people
cause
do.
of this last anti-con, it's very real.
Right. That's right.
Mental health is a real thing.
It just seems to be a lot lately. And I just wanted to point out that when we, as Dan said earlier, pull together as a community and take care of each other, that's always the right move. And it's the right thing to do. We get a lot of contact, like I said, to me directly, to Comic Underground. Kate does, Nick does, Dan probably does. And it is typically overwhelmingly positive. And that's awesome. But recently, there have been a couple of things happening in the background that are negative, and it's people saying, "Why me?" or why why don't they're upset about a deal on a book, or the grade of a book, or something like that, right? And that's natural to be upset about. You should be upset about, and it's always handled. We are very lucky that happens to us almost never. And it's not a stressor that I'm complaining about. But what I'm saying is those are natural things that people complain about. But lately, there have been some issues in the background of people complaining about the community. And frankly, I'm kind of tired of it. I try to be a positive person, and I want the Comic Underground. Kate wants it, and Nick wants it to be a positive place. And so we often don't address the negative things, especially publicly, because it wouldn't be on brand, and it wouldn't be the right thing to do. And it wouldn't be the energy we want to put out into the world. So I just want to say to the community that's watching this now, can we just keep focusing on the positive? When we come together and we love one another, we talk to each other and support one another, only good things happen. And when we look to the left and right of us and criticize other people, and we share dramatic stories about other people, only bad things happen. Nothing good has ever come of it. And if there's ever any kind of strife anybody has with any one person, do the person the honor of discussing something with them, please. Because I know when I have a struggle, that's really hard to do. I often go to Dan.
Joe, Mutant Mansion, I'm complaining about this speech. There he is. Aren't you supposed to be hobby horsing, Joe? Go practice.
Me and Joe got a victory in Fortnite last night together. He dropped, I will say. He dropped out of the game. I was like, Joe, where'd you go? He was standing there just motionless.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Joe, I started shooting him. I'm like, Joe, wake up. I pulled through. It's okay.
You probably finally got around to reading Blood Hunt. What now, Joe?
I love Pepe Larraz.
I feel like when you deliver a message like that and you're not wrong, Kyle, you got to say sugar at the end, because you got to help like ease that message in.
I'm just saying, let's please focus on the positive.
Yeah, you're right.
There are ways to deal with the negative emotion, and usually it's to go directly to that person. And I'm saying that to myself too, because that's difficult to do.
In our community, we're lucky, and I don't want to piggyback on you because you're right on the money, but I've never had an issue where I've gotten a book and it wasn't as described, and the person didn't. I got a book from somebody one time, and it wasn't a cheap book, and I said I didn't get slabbed. It came back. This was months later, almost a year, because you know how long slabbing takes, and it came back restored. Ooh. After all that time, the person from our community said, "No problem, send it back to me. I'll send you your money back." At that, I said, "No, I want to keep the book anyway. I don't care. I still love the book." But like, that's the trusted network of sellers in the Comic Underground, right? That's where you're protected. So I think you're right. Like, do them the honor of going to them first,
but I'm not even complaining about that. If that happens, we are lucky that we have such great sellers. You should absolutely reach out to. I'm not complaining about that. Yeah. We have had people reach out about shipping problems and book damages in the last couple of weeks, and that's fine. Yeah. And we've handled it, and it's been fine. That's not even what I'm talking about. I shouldn't have even brought it up, because that's not a good example. We're talking about personal attacks on people, and I don't like it. And I don't like that, because we're a positive community, you won't see me, post up something and say anything about any of it. But I won't engage in it when you're talking about a third party. I'm not going to bad talk somebody, in DMs about that. That's not something that I would prefer to do. If I have a problem, or if you have a problem in the community with something, you should go to that person. Or it is perfectly human to reach out to a friend and discuss it with them and talk about how you should deal with it. That's the friend that Dan is to me. That's a friend that, you know, Old Man Warrior is to me, that DJ to One is to me, Kate and Nick, etc. But you shouldn't go off over here and try to soil someone's reputation, stuff like that. We've seen that blow up in hosting platforms and with sellers and with artists on scales large and small in our community. The whole Quintana thing that's all over the place is insane.
Our friend Dalton said it perfectly. You know Dalton, right?
I don't know Dalton.
Yeah, Dalton. Be nice until it's time to not be nice. From Roadhouse.
Bro, I don't want to keep this going because I struggle with keeping anything short. But
well, listen, I'll start closing this out, but I don't want to minimize what you're saying, because I think you're right. We want to maintain that positivity here. That's what we're doing. And Caesar said it perfectly too. You know, we're looking for positive podcast, positive community, and that's what we want to do here. So I agree with you. But guys, just like that, you gave us another hour of your Sunday. We love you. Thank you for joining us. As Kyle mentioned earlier, these books are just the bonus. It's always about the people. That's what this is about. That's why we're here doing what we do today. You know, we love all you guys. So as we close out, you know, please, just a reminder, give us a follow, the Comic Underground. Give us a follow, so that way you're going to be aware when we're going to see you Sunday.
Thank you, guys. Have a good Sunday. We'll see you this week.